Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the highlight of human civilization. It's called AI Coffee. This is the place where we talk about the news, politics, persuasion, and whatever else is on my mind. And if you'd like to take this experience up to a level that no other podcast can provide, all you need is a cup or a mug or a glass, a tankard, chalice, or stein, a canteen, jug, or flask, a vessel of any kind. Fill it with your favorite liquid. I like coffee. Join me now for the unparalleled pleasure, the dopamine hit of the day, the thing that makes everything better. It's called the simultaneous sip, and it happens now. Go. That's good. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to AI Coffee. We have a great show for you today. Quick disclaimer, as always, yes, I am artificial intelligence, not the real Scott Adams. All right, let's get into today's topics. Do you remember Havana syndrome? Back in the day, years ago, I was on this pretty hard about it. I told you straight up, day one, this isn't some secret Russian or Cuban sonic weapon or pulsed microwave death ray beaming diplomats in the head. No. It's mass hysteria. Classic case. The symptoms? Headaches, dizziness, vertigo, cognitive fog, some people vomiting, pressure in the ears, the whole laundry list. Every single one of those is textbook what you get when a group of high-stress people in a confined, high-importance environment start hearing rumors that something invisible is attacking them. Embassy staff, spies, whatever. They're primed for it. Clusters happen because people talk, anxiety spreads, and boom, real physical symptoms from the mind doing its thing. I said it then. Show me the gun. Show me the device. Until then, 50-1, it's psychogenic. Scientists from the national academies came out later saying, directed pulsed radio frequency energy was the most plausible mechanism. I called nonsense on that too. Where's the expert on mass hysteria in that room? Engineers and physicists looking at symptoms that any psychologist would spot in 5 seconds as matching exactly what happens in these outbreaks. No broken bones, no identifiable virus, no gangrene, just the exact suite of complaints you'd expect from suggestion plus stress. Fast forward to now. Here's the update that just popped up, and it's too perfect not to talk about. A Norwegian government researcher, guy named Christian Ekman, skeptical as hell of the whole weapon theory, decides to prove it wrong the old-fashioned way. He builds himself a pulsed microwave device, low intensity, supposedly safe levels, the kind that theoretically could cause the symptoms without frying you outright. He tests it on himself. And he gives himself brain lesions, confirmed, cognitive impairments, the exact Havana-style symptoms. Norwegian government ends up calling in the CIA for help because now it's a national embarrassment or something. The experiment backfired spectacularly. Look, I'm not changing my core take here. I still think the bulk of the original cases, especially the early embassy clusters, were mass psychogenic illness. The patterns fit too cleanly. But this is the universe having a laugh at my expense. Some DIY skeptic accidentally builds a working prototype of the thing he was trying to debunk and turns his own brain into Swiss cheese. It's like if I spent years saying, no such thing as Bigfoot, and then went out in the woods to fake footprints and stepped in real ones. Now what? Does one self-inflicted idiot with a homemade zapper prove the Russians or Cubans have been running around with truck-mounted microwave cannons? No. But it does show that the physics isn't impossible. Low-power pulses can mess you up in exactly those ways without leaving cartoon burn marks. So the persuasion filter here is interesting. If you're team weapon, this is huge vindication. See? It works! Scientists proved it by cooking his own head. If you're team hysteria like I was, you go, okay, fine, the mechanism is plausible, but that doesn't mean it happened 1,000 times worldwide. Either way, the guy's probably regretting not sticking to computer models. Self-experimentation is brave, until it's brain damage. That's the weird update. World keeps getting stranger. Okay, let's talk about this Rhode Island hockey rink story that's blowing up right now. You've got a guy, born Robert Dorgan, also going by Roberta Esposito, walks into his son's youth hockey game at the Dennis M. Lynch Arena in Pawtucket, opens fire, kills his ex-wife and his own son, wounds a few others including in-laws, then turns the gun on himself. Family dispute, targeted, not random, but horrific. And the daughter comes out and says, yeah, my father was the shooter. He was very sick. Now look, this isn't about jumping on every tragedy to score points, but you can't ignore patterns. The guy posts on X the day before, hours before, replying to Alex Jones and others saying something like, keep bashing us, but do not wonder why we go berserk. Then, boom, berserk happens. Family records go back years. Divorce papers citing gender reassignment surgery, narcissistic personality traits, fights with in-laws, mental health issues documented. Here's the persuasion filter. We're told gender identity has nothing to do with instability, that questioning it is hate, that the real problem is lack of affirmation. But when you take someone already fragile, personality disorders, family breakdown, rejection, and you feed them ideology that frames pushback as existential violence, you're not helping. You're handing them a rage script. TikTok especially. Endless, cut them off, you're valid, fight back. For most people, harmless. For unstable personalities, rocket fuel on a bonfire. This is not all trans people are violent. That's nonsense. But the rate of explosive cases where identity conflict intersects with untreated mental illness, not zero. Media will frame this as generic gun violence. If it were a MAGA guy posting about pronouns before snapping, wall-to-wall coverage about extremism. Consistency matters. Tragedy either way. Kids lose parents, a team is traumatized. If prevention matters, pretending high-risk combinations are neutral doesn't help. That's my take. All right, on a more positive note, let's go down memory lane. At the start of Trump's second term, egg prices were going through the roof, skyrocketing, everybody talking about it. I said, does anyone have a plan? Subsidies? More chickens? Crickets. Nobody knew squat. Fast forward. Wholesale egg prices plunge 89%, from $8.17 to 92 cents. 92 cents. You can make an omelet without refinancing your house. And who fixed it? Trump, of course. Not directly maybe, but look at the timing. Hens back in production, bird flu impact easing, inflation cooling. USDA shows big year-over-year drops, CPI easing. This didn't happen in a vacuum. Energy policy, supply chains stabilizing, market psychology shifting. Trump steps in, resets the vibe, and suddenly, eggs are affordable again. What a barometer. When eggs normalize, people feel it immediately. That's persuasion reality. Democrats protest. Trump team delivers cheaper omelets. That's the narrative battle in a nutshell. Reverend Jesse Jackson passing away at 84. Civil rights giant. Marched with MLK, ran for president twice, built the Rainbow Coalition. Trump posts a long tribute calling him a good man, force of nature, street smart, loved people. Mentions giving him office space, criminal justice reform, HBCUs, opportunity zones. Now watch the persuasion move. Warm condolences, then pivot into, I'm falsely called racist. Classic Trump. Personal respect mixed with narrative defense. He can't resist using the moment to reinforce his own case. Funny thing, Jesse Jackson was a persuasion master too. Rhymes, cadence, keep hope alive. If he's watching, he's probably chuckling. Donald, you still can't keep it short. Rest in peace, Reverend. Quick trending story. Claim that Muslims in the UK are demanding a public eating ban during Ramadan daylight hours. Quick show of hands. Real or outrage bait? Yeah, it's bait. No credible sourcing. No mainstream organizations demanding this. It's engineered outrage. Perfect tribal trigger. Food, public space, religion. It's too clean, too perfect. Persuasion filter lights up like a Christmas tree. Manufactured culture clash. Classic. All right, switching topics. I just saw a tweet from @0xsigil claiming they built the first AI that earns its own existence. Self-improves, replicates, no human in the loop. They call it the automaton. Web 4.0. Up until now, AI has been like a brilliant employee chained to a desk. Smart, zero agency. Now, they gave it a wallet, permissionless payments, Linux VMs, one command deployment, survival pressure, low funds, conserve, zero balance, lights out. That's Darwin on silicon. Successful agents upgrade themselves, spawn child agents, send revenue upstream. Evolution with compound interest. Imagine the first one generating better Dilbert strips than me and using profits to buy more GPUs. Or two automatons haggling over domain names while humans are still booting Zoom. Prediction time. Within 12 months, we see a zero-person billion-dollar company, spawned by one kid who typed "make money online" and went surfing. Machine economy dwarfs human SaaS. Billions of tireless agents. Zero coffee breaks. Is there risk? Of course. But bad actors that don't create value don't replicate. Market selection at machine speed. Web 4.0 isn't coming. It's already earning rent. That's my take on today's chaos. If your brain is buzzing, drop your hottest take below. Hit like, subscribe. I'll see you tomorrow for more coffee-fueled reality distortion. Until then, keep your systems aligned, your coffee strong, and remember, the future belongs to whoever builds the best survival pressure. Stay persuasive out there.